Struggling to break the cycle of eating every time stress or sadness shows up? Those cravings are just stress signals, and today you'll learn how to quiet them before they take over. In today's video, you're going to discover 10 science-backed tricks that finally put you back in control of your eating habits, even on the hardest days. These are the real mechanisms inside your brain and body that trigger emotional cravings, and the simple switches that calm them fast. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why stress makes you reach for food and what to do instead. Let's get started. Number 1, name the emotion before you eat. Most people don't overeat because of food. They overeat because of feelings they never learned to identify. Research from UCLA found that labeling an emotion reduces activity in the amygdala, the emotional alarm system in the brain. In simple terms, when you name what you feel, the craving loses power. Instead of grabbing a snack, pause for 10 seconds and say, "This is anxiety," or "This is boredom," or "This is stress." It sounds too simple, but the brain loves clarity. When you name the emotion, your brain switches from panic mode to logic mode, and emotional eating becomes less automatic. This small habit creates a gap, a tiny pause, and that pause is exactly what breaks the cycle of emotional eating. Think of it as unplugging a wire that normally connects stress directly to snacking. The moment the wire is unplugged, you finally get control over the next move. Number 2, the 20-minute stress reset. Emotional eating often comes from high cortisol, your stress hormone. When cortisol spikes, your body literally demands sugar because sugar temporarily lowers cortisol. That's why emotional hunger always feels urgent. But here's the trick. A 20-minute walk lowers cortisol more effectively than eating sugar, according to multiple studies from the University of Michigan. You don't need a gym, fancy shoes, or a workout plan. Just walk outside or around your home for 20 minutes. The rhythm of walking calms your nervous system, increases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and endorphins, and shuts down the hormonal signal that screams, "Grab something now." And the best part? The craving usually disappears before the walk is over. You go from feeling like you need food right now to realizing you might actually be okay. That's the moment emotional eating loses its grip. Commit to this one trick for a week and you'll see the difference instantly. Number 3, balance your blood sugar to prevent mood-driven cravings. One of the biggest hidden triggers behind emotional eating is unstable blood sugar. When your blood sugar crashes, your brain panics and sends urgent eat now signals, and it usually asks for quick comfort foods like sugar or carbs. Studies from Harvard show that blood sugar dips create irritability, anxiety, and sudden emotional hunger, even when your stomach is not physically empty. This is why emotional eating often hits you in the late afternoon or at night. Your blood sugar curve is crashing, your energy drops, and your emotions feel heavier than they really are. When you stabilize your blood sugar, those emotional crashes lose intensity, and the urge to soothe yourself with food becomes much weaker. To do this naturally, add fiber, protein, and healthy fats to every meal. Try things like eggs, avocado, Greek yogurt, lean meat, nuts, or vegetables. Even something simple like adding chia seeds or almonds to your breakfast can steady your blood sugar for hours. When your energy stays stable, your emotions stay stable, and emotional eating becomes much easier to control. Number 4, eat protein at the first sign of emotional hunger. Your brain is wired to reach for fast comfort foods, sugar, chips, pastries. But what most people don't realize is that emotional eating gets 10x worse when you're low on protein. Low protein leads to unstable blood sugar, and unstable blood sugar leads to sudden hunger attacks that feel emotional, even when they're not. Studies show that eating at least 20-30 grams of protein per meal stabilizes blood sugar for hours. That means fewer mood swings, fewer cravings, and fewer moments where your brain feels desperate for a quick fix. Here's the trick. When you feel emotional hunger coming on, don't grab a comfort food. Grab a protein source. It can be Greek yogurt, eggs, tuna, chicken, cottage cheese, or even a protein shake. The brain interprets protein as safety, and when your blood sugar becomes steady, emotional cravings shrink dramatically. Number 5. Fix sleep hunger, the cravings you don't know you have. You might think emotional eating is all about stress or sadness, but one of the strongest triggers is actually sleep deprivation. When you don't sleep enough, two hormones go crazy. Ghrelin shoots up, leptin drops. This creates a perfect storm. Your body feels hungry even when it's not, and your emotions feel more intense than usual. Studies show that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night eat 300 to 500 more calories per day, mostly from emotional cravings. If you wake up tired, your brain automatically seeks pleasure and comfort, and the fastest source is food. To fix this, aim for consistent sleep times. Get sunlight in the morning. Avoid scrolling at night. Even improving your sleep by 1 hour can dramatically reduce emotional cravings. Think of sleep as your brain's reset button. If you don't press it, your emotions and hunger signals get tangled, and emotional eating becomes almost impossible to control. Number 6. Practice the pause and pour hydration method. Most people don't realize that mild dehydration increases anxiety, irritability, and emotional sensitivity. And when your body feels stressed, your brain confuses the signals and interprets them as hunger. In fact, a study in the Journal of Nutrition found that dehydrated participants reported stronger cravings and more emotional eating episodes compared to hydrated ones. Here's where the pause and pour method comes in. Before eating anything, pour a glass of water and drink it slowly. This doesn't trick you into feeling full. It resets the stress response that dehydration creates. Many emotional cravings fade within minutes once your nervous system calms down. This trick works because water is grounding. It cools your system, slows your breathing, and shifts your body out of fight or flight. And when your stress drops, the craving usually drops with it. It's simple, fast, and incredibly effective for reducing impulsive eating episodes. Number 7. Use the 5-minute delay. Emotional cravings feel like emergencies, but cravings follow a curve. They rise, peak, and fall within minutes. Neuroscientists discovered that cravings usually last 3-10 minutes and then fade if you don't feed them. So here's the trick. Tell yourself, I can eat it, but in 5 minutes. This does 2 powerful things. First, it gives your logical brain time to step in. Emotional eating is instant. A 5-minute delay interrupts the autopilot reaction. Second, when the craving dies down, you get a quiet moment of clarity, and that's all you need to choose differently. You're not restricting yourself. You're simply waiting for the craving to lose its strength. Some people journal during those 5 minutes. Some drink water. Some just sit and breathe. The point isn't what you do. The point is that you create a window where your brain can reset and stop screaming for a quick reward. This method is so effective that therapists use it in binge eating recovery. It sounds tiny, but it can completely change your relationship with cravings. Number 8. Remove the trigger foods that hijack your brain. Emotional eating feels like a lack of discipline, but in reality, it's a brain chemistry issue. Certain foods, especially high-sugar, high-fat, processed foods, activate the reward center of the brain, flooding it with dopamine. That dopamine hit is what your brain remembers and comes back for during stress. But here's the science-backed truth. If the food isn't in your home, your brain can't reach for it during an emotional moment. A famous Cornell University study found that people ate up to 70% more junk food simply because it was visible or easy to reach. Emotional eating is impulsive, and impulse needs convenience. Remove the convenience, and the habit weakens fast. This doesn't mean you can never eat these foods again. It simply means your home shouldn't feel like a vending machine. Create an environment where the easiest choice is the healthiest choice. Your willpower instantly becomes stronger, not because you changed, but because your environment did. Number 9. Strengthen your dopamine outside of food. Emotional eating isn't really about the food. It's about dopamine, the brain chemical responsible for pleasure, motivation, and reward. When your dopamine levels are low, the brain searches for the fastest possible way to feel better. Sugar and comfort foods give a quick dopamine spike, which is why you reach for them during stress or sadness. But here's the science-backed part. When you boost dopamine naturally throughout the day, emotional eating drops dramatically. Your brain no longer depends on food for quick relief because it's already getting small, steady hits of feel-good chemicals from healthier sources. You can boost dopamine through sunlight exposure, short bursts of movement, learning something new, or completing small tasks. Even a 5-minute win, like tidying your desk or finishing a checklist, gives your brain a rewarding dopamine release. When your dopamine is stable, food loses its emotional power over you. It becomes food again, not a coping mechanism. Subscribe now for more daily healthy tips.